let me give you a quick reminder. If you get given something like this here, if you can't remember what this means, then start with something simple. So like if you have 10 squared, well 10 squared means what 100. Now whenever you have a 2 here, then you're going to have 2 digits here, even though you've got a 0 here already. So in a few months time, if you forget what this actually means, then start with something simple. Say 10 squared. Well, 10 squared is 100. So look at this, a 2 here, and then it gives you a 2. Well, it's gonna give you 2 zeros, even though there's a 0 here. Okay, so and then jump one stage, and then say 10 to the power 3. Well, 10 to the power 3 is 1000. And then look at this here. A 3 here implies there are 3 zeros, even though there's a 0 here. So now jump to the next step. 10 to the 4. Well, 10 to the power 4 means, well, there's going to be 4 zeros. Okay, and then 10. Well, here 10 to the power 5. There's going to be 5 zeros. Okay, in a few months time, if you forget, then start with something simple like 10 squared, and then jump to 100, and then you would notice that 2 here would give you 2 digits, and then 3 would give you 3 digits. Well, 10 to the power 5, it would give you 5 digits. Okay, five zeros. Now, if you want to do this here, then turn this into this, and then you could get 8.63 times this number here. Now, because there are 5 zeros here, what you're actually doing is moving the decimal 5 places to the right. Okay. I illustrated this in one of the early videos. So you could actually do this. Hang on. 1, 2. Well, you can have as many zeros as you want after the decimal. And when you times it by 100,000, you're actually moving this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So your decimal would be here. So you would then get rid of all these. Okay, so this would be your answer here. Okay, so the answer would be 863,000. But my point is, when someone gives you this, learn to bystep the lots of zeros thing. Learn to ignore that step. Learn to jump straight to this. Okay, so for example, if someone gives you 9.38 times 10 to the power of let's say 4. Well, if you look at this here, let me illustrate this here. 0, 0, 0. Well, you can have as many as you want. Okay, but when you move 4 steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, the decimal will be here. So the old decimal place will be here, and then it gets moved to over here. But then if you look at this here, when there's a 4, you're going to need 4 digits. 1, 2, 3, 4. My point is that when you get given this here, try to jump to this straight away. Well, you know you're going to need 4 digits after the thing here. Well, you know you're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4. So jump to this straight away. 9 point. Well, sorry, there's no point. 9, 2, 8, and then you're going to need another 2 more. 1, 2, because the decimal was here, but then you're going to need 4 digits after the decimal. So my point is, try to learn to get from here straight to here without doing the lots of zeros. If you get stuck, then yes, do the lots of zeros route. But if you can, learn to jump from here straight to here. Okay, let me give you another example. Let's say 2.75 times 10 to the power of 7. Okay, now look at this here. So you would start here like this. Okay, but the thing is, because it's 7, I know I'm gonna need 7 digits. So here, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I'm gonna need this. Well, imagine this is not here. Okay, so hang on. So I would do this. Start from here. You're here, so jump straight to here. So it's 2, 7, 5, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and then this will be your final answer here. So look at this here. You were here, so now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so well anyway, develop your own technique. Play around with it. Maybe at the start do the lots of zeros route. So you would probably do this with lots of zeros. Start moving around the decimal, and then develop your own technique. Okay, here, hang on, let me give you another one. 1.92 times 10 to the power 4. Okay, so from here, jump to this straight away. 19200. That would be your final answer, because the decimal was here, and then I'm going to need 4 digits afterward. Okay. Well, anyway, develop your own technique to get from here to here. Now, back to this. If you have something like 2.37 times 10 to the power of minus, let's say 5. Okay. Well, from our indices video, as soon as you get minus to the power of minus 5, you would immediately jump to something like this, to the power of 5. So you can visualize this whole thing as this, 2.37 times this. Now, this thing here, well, you can imagine it as 1 over 100,000, because I know I'm going to need 5 zeros. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and then so this whole thing here would be this. Okay, but what is this thing here? Well, this thing here, if you ever forget, then do it by hand. What's 1 divided by 100,000? Okay, the number 1, you can visualize the number 1 as 1.00000. This number here is exactly the same as number 1. Okay, just written differently. Now, so we are trying to work out this. What's 1 divided by 100,000? Well, first look at the first digit. 1 divided by 100,000 without going over. Well, you can't. 0. Okay. Now there's a decimal. Take it up here. And then now jump to this bit here. 10 divided by 100,000. Well, it's still 0. It's too small. Now jump to 100. 100 divided by 100,000. 0. It's still too small. Now 1,000 divided by 1,000 divided by 100,000. Well, it's still too small. So you've got to put a 0 here. Now 10,000 divided by 100,000. It's still too small. So you put a 0. Now it's 100,000 divided by 100,000. You're going to get 1. So, and there's no remainder. So you stop. So my point is that 1 divided by this thing here, it equals this thing here. So which is 0.00001. Notice there's a 5 here, 5 zeros here. Okay. So when you have when you power it to the power of 5 here, you're going to get 5 zeros. Okay. So this thing here would be 2.37 times this. Now, when you see this, what you're actually doing is moving the decimal 5 places to the left. So what I'm trying to show you now is that when you do this, you are actually moving the decimal place 5 places to the left. So let's try and do this here. What is 0.00001 times 2.37? Okay, so try and do this by hand, and then you can see why it actually moves to the left. So 7 times 1 is 7. 7 times 0 is 0. Hang on. 7 times 0 here would be 0. 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 Well, when you're multiplying 2 numbers with decimals, what you do is you ignore the decimals and then do your multiplication as normal, and then you deal with the decimal at the end. Okay, so now we are just leaving our decimal at the end to the end. So now 3 times 1 would be 3. Hang on. 3 times 1 would be 3. 3 times 0 would be 0. 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 Now it's 2 times 1 would be 2. 2 times 0 would be 0, 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 2 times 0 would be 0. Okay, and then add up everything. 7, 2, 2, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Now you see. Now we will sort out our decimals. So here we've got 1 decimal, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now our decimal is here at the moment. We've got to move it 7 places to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So our decimal would be here. Okay. So the overall answer is 0.0000237. Sorry, this is a 3. Okay. So this would be our. You see this here. And if you look at our original thing here, if you try and hang on, remember when we get 2.37 times this number here, it gives us this number here. Okay. Now let's go back to this 2.37 times 10 to the power of minus 5. Let's do this the zeros way. So we should get to this thing here. Hang on, 2.37, and then with lots of zeros over here. Okay. Now move this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see this here, the decimal would be here. So let's get rid of this here. So let's get rid of this here. You see this number here is the same as this number up here. So what I'm trying to say is that, well, when you get given something like this, you're actually, in effect, you are moving the decimal 5 places to the left, or if there's no minus, you move it to the right. So my point is that if you get given a number something like this, and then times 10 to the power of minus 7, you are in effect moving this 7 places to the left. Well, if you don't understand why, then do what we did earlier. Take it one step at a time. If you have the question of why is it that we can move it 7 places to the left? Well, do it by hand. This thing here, turn it into 1 over 10 to the power of 7, and then this thing here turns into 0.1. Well, it turns into and so on, and then do what we did at the top here, and then follow all the way through, and then it turns out that you can just move the decimal place, whatever places to the left. Okay.